Stop for just 10 seconds and look around you. The house you are living in, road outside your home, the food on your dining table, the phone in your hand, the school where you study. Have you ever wondered who created all these systems? Why do millions of people follow the same traffic rules every single day? Why does India have 22 official languages and thousands of dialects yet remain one united nation? Why do some places receive heavy rainfall while others are covered with desert? And here's an even bigger question. How did human beings travel from living in caves to building skyscrapers, launching Chandrayaan, and creating artificial intelligence? Is all this just a coincidence? Every answer is hidden inside one fascinating subject, social science. And today we are not just going to study this chapter, we are going to understand the world around us. What is social science? When we hear the word science, most people immediately think about physics, chemistry, or bio. These subjects helps us understand nature. Physics explains how things move, chemistry explains how substances react, biology explains how living organisms survive. But let me ask you something. Who studies us? Who studies families, schools, governments, cities, cultures, economies? Who explains every wars happen? Why elections are conducted? Why countries become rich? Or why civilizations rise and fall? That's where social science begins. Social science is the systematic study of human society. But don't let this definition scare you. Let's understand it in much simpler way. Imagine your life is a giant puzzle. One piece is your family, another is your school, another is your city, another is the government, another is the economy, and another is nature. Now imagine connecting all those pieces together. That's complete picture is called social science. Imagine tomorrow morning you wake up but something unbelievable has happened. There is no government, no police, no schools, no hospitals, no internet, no electricity, no banks, no traffic rules, no markets. What do you think will happen? Within hours, traffic jams everywhere. Hospitals stop functioning, people start panicking, businesses shut down, chaos spread. Why? Because society doesn't run automatically. Behind every simple thing we use, there is a system, and understanding those systems is exactly what social science teaches us. One interesting fact. Did you know the smartphone in your pocket is actually a global product? The processor may be designed in the United States. Rare earth minerals could come from Africa. The display may be manufactured in South Korea. Assembly might happen in India or Vietnam. And finally, it reaches your hand through a worldwide network of trade. One mobile phone connects geography, history, economics, and political. That's the beauty of social science. So now we have answered one question, what is social science? But here is the next mystery. If social science is everywhere, can we actually see it in our daily lives? The answer is yes. In fact, from the moment you wake up in the morning until the moment you go to sleep, you are surrounded by social science. Let's prove it. Social science is not just a subject. It is the story of our everyday life. But here is another fascinating question. Was society always like this? Did humans always live in cities, study in schools, use money, and follow governments? The answer is no. Thousands of years ago, human life looked completely different. So, how did we reach where we are today? Let's travel back in time and discover the incredible journey of human civilization. Thousands of years ago, early humans had only one goal, survival. They hunted wild animals, collected fruits, searched for clean water, and protected themselves from dangerous predators. There were no permanent homes, no villages, no governments, no money. Every single day was a struggle to stay alive. Imagine living without supermarkets, without electricity, without hospitals. Life was completely dependent on nature. Then came one discovery that changed the future of humanity forever, which is agriculture. Instead of moving from one place to another, people learned how to grow crops. They started domesticating animals like cows, goats, and sheep. For the first time, humans could stay in one place. And when people stopped wandering, villages were born. This single change completely transformed human civilization. As farming became successful, food production increased. People now had extra food to exchange. Trade began. New occupations developed. Some became potter, some became blacksmiths, some became traders, while others became rulers. Slowly, villages turned into towns, and towns grew into magnificent cities. Think about cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Lucknow. All of them are the result of thousands of years of human development. Modern civilizations didn't appear overnight. It evolved through continuous learning and innovation. Now, here is something truly fascinating. Long before modern universities existed, India already had a rich tradition of asking questions and seeking knowledge. Ancient scholars believed that learning should never stop. They encouraged observations, discussion, logical reasoning, and healthy debates instead of blindly accepting ideas. They believed in understanding them through experience and reflection. This scientific attitude is one of the reasons why India's knowledge traditions are respected even today. One beautiful concept mentioned in this chapter is Panch Mahabhuta. According to ancient Indian philosophy, everything in nature is connected through five basic elements: earth, which provides land and food; water, which sustains all living beings; fire, which gives energy and warmth; air, which makes life possible; and finally, space, which holds the entire universe together. Although expressed in philosophical language, this idea reflects an early attempt to understand nature as an interconnected system, something that remains relevant when we discuss environmental balance today. Another timeless Indian idea is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It simply means the world is one family. Think about today's world. Technology developed in one country can help students in another. A scientific discovery made on one continent can benefit the entire world. The internet has connected billions of people across the globe. This ancient Indian thought reminds us that despite our differences in languages, culture, or nationality, we are all connected as one human family. Arthashastra, a vision for good governance. Around 2300 years ago, the great scholar Kautilya, also known as Chanakya, wrote an extraordinary book called Arthashastra. This wasn't just a book about kings, it explained how a government should function, how taxes should be collected, how the economy should be managed, and most importantly, how rulers should work for the welfare of the people. Even today, many ideas about administration and governance can be linked to these early discussions. It reminds us that systematic thinking about society has deep root in India's past. What do social scientists do? So, how do social scientists understand society? They do simply guess? Absolutely not. They observe people, they conduct interviews, they carry out surveys, they study old records and documents, they compare different places and different periods of history. Only after collecting evidence do they reach conclusions. That's what makes social science a discipline based on careful observation and reasoning, not imagination alone. Social science is divided into four disciplines. Let's discuss how each discipline helps us understand society from a different perspective. But let me ask you a question. Imagine that heavy rainfall causes a massive flood in a city. Thousands of homes are damaged, roads are underwater, people lost their jobs, schools are closed, government start relief operations. Now here is the question. Can just one subject explain everything about this flood? The answer is no, because every event in society has many different dimensions, and that's exactly why social science is divided into four disciplines. Let's take the same flood as an example. Geography asks, why did the flood happen? Was it because of heavy rainfall, river overflow, climate, landforms? History asks, has this region experienced floods before? How did people deal with such disasters in the past? Political science asks, how is the government responding? Are relief camps being set up? Are people getting help? Economics asks, how much money was lost? What happened to businesses? How will farmers recover? One single event, but four completely different questions. And together, they give us the latest NCERT book introduces four major disciplines that you will study in classes 9th and 10th. Each discipline focuses on one important aspect of society together. They help us understand human life in a complete and connected way. Let's meet these four pillars one by one. What is geography? The word geography comes from two Greek words. Geo meaning earth, the graphy meaning to describe or to write about. So literally geography means description of the earth. But geography is much more than memorizing maps. It studies our planet, its physical features, its climate, its natural resources, and most importantly, how humans interact with nature. In simple words, geography answers these three important questions. Where is it? Why is it there? How does it affect our lives? Look at Earth from space. Around 71% of our planet is covered by water, while only 29% is land. Yet, this small portion of land is home to more than 8 billion people. Think about the diversity: snow covered Himalayas, the Thar Desert, the Amazon forest, the Sahara, the Pacific Ocean, all are the part of the same planet. Isn't that amazing? Every place has its own story, its own climate, its own people, and geography helps us understand them. Physical features of the Earth. Our Earth is not flat and uniform. It has many different landforms like mountains, which store glaciers and give rise to rivers, plains, where most people live and farm, plateaus, rich in minerals, deserts, where rainfall is very low, rivers, which provide water, transport, and fertile soil. Every landform influences how people live, what they eat, what they grow, and even how they build their homes. Climate. Climate shapes lives and humans and environment. Nature gives us everything: clean air, water, soil, forest, minerals. But humans also change nature. We build roads, bridges, cities, dams, and industries. Sometimes these developments improve our lives. Maps, the language of geography. Here is an amazing fact. Every day, hundreds of satellites orbit around Earth. They monitor weather, track cyclones, predict rainfalls, help farmers, guide airplanes, and even support rescue operations during disasters. Without geography and satellite technology, modern life would be far more difficult. Geography around us. So the next time you drink water, travel by road, watch a weather forecast, or use GPS, remember you are experiencing geography. Geography isn't just about maps in the textbook, it is the science of understanding our planet, learning how to live responsibly on it. What is history? When many students hear the word history, they immediately think, oh no, so many dates to memorize. But that's actually a misunderstanding. History is not about memorizing dates. History is about understanding people, events, ideas, and changes over time. It tells us how civilizations developed, how kingdoms rose and fell, how inventions changed human lives, and the decisions made hundreds of years ago still influence our lives today. History is the story of humanity. How do we know the past? But here is a mystery. If people who lived thousands of years ago are no longer alive, how do we know anything about them? Did historians invent these stories? Absolutely not. Historians depend on evidences, just like detectives collect clues. Historians collect evidences from different sources. Every small object, even a broken piece of pottery, can reveal an important chapter of history. First important source is literary source. Ancient manuscripts, books, palm leaves, manuscripts. Literary sources, this includes books, manuscripts, travel accounts, biographies, religious texts, and official records. For example, when ancient travelers visited India, they wrote about what they saw. Today, their writing help us understand how society was functioned, how what they believed, words written centuries ago still speak to us today. Second source is archaeological sources. Now imagine you are digging in the ground and suddenly you discover an ancient pot, a toy, or the remains of an old city. This is the work of archaeology. Archaeologists carefully excavate historical sites. Every brick, every tool, every ornament help us understand the lives of people who lived thousands of years ago. The Indus Valley Civilization, one of the world's oldest civilization, was discovered because archaeologists patiently uncovered its hidden cities. Third, coins. Did you know a single coin can tell us amazing story? Ancient coins reveal the name of kings, the symbols they used, their religion, their trade, and even the economic condition of their kingdom. Something as small as coin can become a window into an entire civilization. Next is inscriptions. Another valuable source of history is inscriptions. These are messages carved on stones, rocks, pillars, or metal plates. One of the most famous examples is the inscriptions of Ashoka Empire. Through these inscriptions, we learn about his ideas, his policies, and his messages of peace after the Kalinga War. Imagine words carved more than 2000 years ago still guiding us today. Modern technology and history. History is no longer studied using only books and books today. Scientists use modern technology like carbon dating helps estimate the age of ancient objects. Satellite help discover hidden archaeological sites. Drones create detailed maps. 3D scanners preserve monuments digitally. Technology has transformed historians into scientific investigators. This shows that history is constantly evolving with new discoveries. Why history matters? Why should we study history? The answer is simple because the present is built on the past. Our constitution as democracy, a nation that understands its history is better prepared for its future. Political science. We have explored the mysteries of the past and discovered how historians uncover ancient civilizations. But one journey doesn't stop. What is political science? Political science is the study of government, power, laws, and citizenship. It answers important questions like who makes laws, why do we need a constitution, how are elections conducted, what are our rights, what are our duties. Political sciences teaches us not just about governments but about becoming a responsible citizen of a democracy. Why do we need a government? Why do we need a government? Look around your city, the road you travel on, the school where you study, the hospital that save lives. They are planned, organized, and managed by the government. A government exists to maintain peace, provide public services, protect citizens, and work for the welfare of the society. The Constitution, India's rule book. Every game has rules. Cricket has rules. Football has rules. Similarly, how the government should function. India's most important rule book is called the Constitution of India. It tells us how the government should function, what powers different institutions have, what rights every citizen enjoy, and what responsibilities we all share. Democracy. India is known as the world's largest democracy, but what does democracy actually mean? It means government of the people, by the people, for the people. Citizens choose their representatives through free and fair election. Political science in everyday life. Now think about your own life. When you follow traffic rules, political science is there. When you vote after turning 18, political science is there. When you receive government services, political science is there also. When laws protect your rights, political science is there. In fact, whether we notice it or not, government influences our lives every single day. Here is an amazing fact. India conducts one of the largest democratic exercises in the world. During general elections, millions of elections officials, security personnel, and polling stations work together to ensure that eligible citizens can cast their votes. This massive process reflects the scale and diversity of Indian democracy.
Is economics. Economics is the study of how people, businesses, and governments use limited resources to satisfy unlimited wants. Think about it. Time is limited, money is limited, natural resources are limited, but our needs and especially our wants keep increasing. That's why every day we make choices, and economic helps us understand how to make better decisions. Needs versus wants. Economics teaches us an important difference. Needs are essential for survival, like food, water, clothing, shelter, education, healthcare. These are necessities. Think about the latest iPhone, luxury watches, or expensive sneakers. These are wants. There is nothing wrong with having wants. But economics teaches us that when resources are limited, we must learn to prioritize. How economy works. Let's take a simple example. A packet of biscuit looks ordinary, right? But think about its journey. Farmer grow wheat, factories turn wheat into biscuits, packaging companies prepare the packets, truck transports them, shopkeepers sell them, customers buy them. One biscuit packet creates jobs for hundreds of people. This is called the economic chain. Everything in the economy is connected. Why do people work? Have you ever wondered why do people work? Is it only for money? Partly, yes. People work to earn income, support their families, and improve their quality of life. Every profession, whether it's farmer, teacher, doctor, scientist, or engineer, contributes to the economy. No job is small. Every worker plays an important role in society. Development. When we hear the word development, many people think only about tall buildings, but real development is much bigger. It means better schools, better hospitals, clean drinking water, good roads, employment opportunities, technology, equal opportunities, and a better equality of life for everyone. Here is something amazing. India has become one of the world's leading countries in digital payments. Every day, millions of people use UPI. to buy groceries, pay school fees, book tickets, and run businesses. A simple QR code has changed the way of our economy functions. This shows the economics isn't just in textbooks, it's happening around us. Is social science really important? Let me ask you one final question. Have you ever heard someone say, social science is useless, or maybe science is more important? Maths will get you a job. Why should we study history or geography? Many students think exactly like this, but today I am going to prove why social science is one of the most powerful subjects you will ever study. Social sciences, when you vote, you are using political science. When you understand weather, you are using geography. When you learn from the past, you are using history. When you save money or compare prices, you are using economics. Without realizing it, you use social science in every single day. This subject isn't limited to classroom. It's happening around you every moment. Social science encourages you to ask questions: why, how, what if, what happens next. Instead of memorizing, you begin understanding. And that's exactly what intelligent people do. They don't just accept information, they question it, they analyze it, they think critically. Understanding others. India is one of the most diverse countries in the world. Different languages, different foods, different vegetables, different traditions, yet we live together as one nation. Social science teaches us to respect diversity. It reminds us that differences don't divide us. They make a country beautiful. When we understand others, we become better human beings. Some people think social science has very few career opportunities. That's completely wrong. Social science opens doors to careers like civil services, law, journalism, teaching, international relations, economics, public policy, business, research, politics, NGOs, and even entrepreneurship. Understanding people is one of the most valuable skills in today's world. Future challenges. The future will bring new challenges: climate change, artificial intelligence, water scarcity, urbanization, migration, cybersecurity, global economy. Can we solve these problems without understanding society? Absolutely not. The future belongs to people who understand both technology and humanity. And that's exactly what social science prepares for us. No matter what career you choose, you will always live in a society. And to build a better society, you must first understand, study it to understand the world, to make better decisions, to become the kind of person who can make positive differences. If this video helped you understand this chapter, support the channel by liking the video, share it with your classmates, and subscribing for the complete Class 9 Social Science series based on the latest NCERT. I'm glad you joined me on this journey. Until our next chapter, keep learning, keep asking questions, and remember, the more you understand society, the better you can shape the future. Thank you and see you in the next video.